find myself standing and waiting. I don't like waiting. I'm not a very patient person. I like it. It's something I have to work on. I'm still talking. It will tell you you're going to get negative. Go -1. Okay. We need to go over this. It's the last two from last week. That's why I didn't give you new ones this week yet. We'll get new ones tomorrow because you didn't finish up last week's yet because it was a short week. Last week last Wednesday you took a test. Some people have seen theirs, some people haven't. I have all of them graded. We'll definitely get a chance to look at that today during class. Most people did exceptionally well. Only one or two that were concerning, but everybody passed. That was good news.
Yeah.
That took it. I think there's one or two missing. Last week, some groups finished early and went ahead and got a logic puzzle. Some groups haven't had a chance to get it yet. There's going to be a new logic puzzle every single day this week. So you never kind of. Welcome to the logic chapter. There are only 3 sections in the logic chapter. So here's how it's going to roll since I got the look. So let me explain my thoughts. You admit 1-1 with a flashlight was fun. Not really something you could do on a test by yourself. 1-2 with this avalanche, fun. Not really something you can handle entirely by yourself. So what will happen, and there's 1-3 is just as exciting. We're not going to get to it today. We're actually going to stay on 1-2 today. There's more that can happen. You know, like what happens if you add in a giant, you know, stuff like that. So, goodness gracious. So, meanwhile, so when we actually test on this chapter, yes, I'll put some questions that will make Craig prove he understands what's going on, like why do we keep using the indestructible pack with the avalanche scenario, and then he could explain why we keep using the indestructible pack, like he could explain his reasoning. And so I know he was alive and actually participated during this section. But otherwise, the next test would mostly be of logic puzzles, because logic puzzles are something you can actually figure out on your own, whereas these giant, long-winded scenarios we keep running into. Not something I expect Allie to handle entirely on her own. So, my goal is we're going to pull the plug on 1-2 and 1-3 by the end of this week. So, at the latest, we're going to take, and it won't be a long test. We're going to take a logic test that shouldn't take you the entire period, but might if you're overthinking your life, which is probably good because it's a logic section, Friday. So, my goal is to have a test on the logic stuff on Friday. Now, the bad news of that, and I hope Lloyd at least hears this, which Lloyd doesn't. I'm just picking on Lloyd. First test, and probably the only test that we're not going to have a study guide for. There's not going to be here's your study guide to review this. Instead, I'm going to say, look back over your logic puzzles from this week. If you want to take your textbook home and study it, you can. But there's not going to be on Thursday. I'm not passing out a set study guide for Friday's logic test. Because, no offense, can't really help you study for a logic thing. You can just understand how to rationalize it and how to explain yourself, or you're out of luck. Okay. For today, for the 2 math workshops, are there any volunteers for the first one? I just need a description of this interesting walk this girl took, or this boy took. Yes, table 3.
She walks forward 2 meters in 2 seconds. Stands still for 5 seconds. Then walks back 2 meters in 2 seconds.
Okay, I love everything he said, so let's fill it entirely. So for that first bit, he or she, I'm going to say he, because I don't know, I feel like that's gender neutral, but it's really not. We're going to pretend it's a he. He walked forward 2 meters in 2 seconds. Okay, I'm really impressed with Matthew's response because it was very detailed, but I'm also especially impressed with his response, and I'm going to give his group 2 points for that because he referenced the graph itself. He understood meters and seconds from the graph. Okay, for the middle part of the graph, from 2 to 7, where it's a flat line, every other class that's seen this problem said he walked steady for 5 seconds. So I'm really impressed that Matthew realized he stood still or he didn't move for 5 seconds. And how did you figure out it's 5 seconds? Well, between 2 and 7, 5 seconds occurred. So that's why he was still for 5 seconds. And then last but not least, he returns back to where he started. So he's walking a little slower now. He walked back 2 meters. But instead of it only taking him 2 seconds, it took him 3 seconds. He's getting a little slow. Now, overall, like you, I think this whole problem was silly, because why do we give a rip about someone's 10-second walk? But you'd be surprised at the different scenarios you're given in life. You got to roll with it and interpret it, even if it is a 10-second walk. Okay, number 14 is even easier. Would someone like to volunteer for number 14? Way less words required. Yes, dear. Don't line up? Okay, I still have people writing on 13, but I'm about to go to 14. Don't line up?
Like the full description.
The table, yeah.
It doesn't match the graph.
It doesn't?
No.
Like,
Chris was here for
you can. Chris, will you go see Blake for a sec? Okay, so is everyone good on 13? So you can go to 14. Okay, on 14, Valerie says that these numbers and this graph don't match. For instance, she said 1, 1, that our graph wasn't actually hitting 1, 1.
Oh.
But it is. So it's okay. She can be blind on Monday. It's allowed. Okay, does someone else have a different thought? We're going to be stuck on this all day and not get back to this avalanche? Is that our evil secret plan? Yes, Craig?
Kimmy is correct.
Okay, Kimmy is correct. They are the same relation. You want to explain how? I know 2 different ways to explain how. I know the easier way, which is the way I thought Madeline was going to go.
Oh, wait, never mind. I didn't see that.
And then I know the harder way. Okay, why? Kimmy's right and they match. Why? Go ahead.
Because the X and Y coordinates.
Okay. We'll give Craig 2 points because he pointed out Kimmy and he's giving one explanation. The points on the table and the graph match. 0, -1. Hey, I can go to 0, -1. 1, 1 we already did. 2, 3 we can do. 3, 5. It's a little off the grid, but we can kind of assume it was going to happen too. So, yes, the points and the graph match. Terrific. But, my goodness, you passed Algebra 2 with Trig, so you know how to calculate this. There's something you could have calculated to prove that these two are correct. Something involved with lines? Yes, dear. Let's calculate that slope. So, to calculate the slope, you do y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, which is nice. Or, if you're smart, you just know it's the same. You can figure out there's a constant rate. So, the x's are changing by 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. The y's are changing by 2. They're adding 2 each time. So our slope is actually 2 over 1, which is 2. So we could go to our graph and see, does it actually have a slope of 2? Yep, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Sure does. So we could look at that rate of change. Yeah, that's not annoying. Or the slope. But I bet most people just did step 1, which is fine. If you did what Craig did to begin with, that's great. We will give, were you the poppers? I felt like you were the poppers. I thought so. We'll give Craig a point for handling that. Oh wait, I already gave you 2. Never mind.
What, did I get a point for doing so?
I was going to, but then they confessed you were the poppers. Okay. I need you to get out your textbook. Allie, hand me yours because you're my go-to gal. Always. Go to 1-2. It is page something. I think page 4. Nope, it's page 3. I can't use Allie's because hers is too good. Hold up, Matthew, hold up your textbook.
You said page 3.
Yeah, I want to see your page 3. Everyone, hold up your page 3. I need somebody who, no offense, isn't as good. No.
Heck no, I ain't held mine.
Yes, bring yours, Jackie. Nothing bad. It's just the obvious. You're going to be mad at yourself, but it's the obvious. Okay, Allie, take yours because yours is too good for me to put on the screen. Okay. Jackie has you've already handled most of this. Okay. So Jackie, well, most of us, one group was questionable, but they're going to get it together today. Most of us understood what was going on with the avalanche scenario, about how there was a difference in weight and how we had to keep throwing down that indestructible pack. And most of us had it figured out, and we'd figured out the steps in order to, like you had to bring down the youth and the boy at the same time. Most of us had it completely figured out. Hopefully, now Jackie, I think, knows this in her head, or maybe one of her group members has it down. She doesn't have the whole list down on her paper. I can see where she was thinking it through, but she didn't actually write herself a concrete list. Now, again, back to that thing you're ignoring, that's a learning target. I underlined the word tree diagram, so you would pray that someone drew a picture and she has it on a different piece of paper. That's why. Okay, so you would pray that you drew a picture, but if you didn't, let's pray you can remember what you did last week. If Jackie were to read the problems, she thinks she's only answered question 1 by figuring out how to get them all to the bottom, but honestly, she's answered the first 4, because number 2 asks about, basically the exact order and how much weight was always in the bottom basket as you did your process. It's an easy one to answer. Number 3, just as easy. How did they all manage to escape and take the pack with them? I don't care if you write the obvious answer of, see, she's drawn an excellent diagram, see my diagram, see my picture. That's sufficient. So really, you thought you just handled number 1, but you've handled 1 through 3, and you've even handled number 4. So number 4 says, what is the least number of times the basket switches sides in order to get everyone and the pack to the bottom? So, least number of times the basket switches sides, meaning how many times did you send down one basket and the other basket go up, and then you had to swap. So you actually have to think it through, but again, you've already done all the work by getting everyone to the bottom of the hill. It's just asking more questions for you to make sure you really understood how you got everyone to the bottom of the hill. Okay, so 1 through 4, in my mind, are repeats. They're just you further justifying what you did last Friday. The only new thing we're handling today is 5 and 6. And basically everything changes because God bless that fat man. He's really not that fat, but compared to the youth and the boy he is. And bless his heart, he ate a big dinner just before the avalanche, and now he weighs 210 pounds by the time he leaves. So you've got to come up with an entirely new method to get everyone down because, bless his heart, he's chunkier now. So what can we do to help him? Can we get him down? Please don't purposely kill him. That is ugly. Again, our goal was to keep everybody safe. The only thing you can throw down from the mountain is the pack. You've got to try to figure out a method. Writing down, we're going to put him on a strict diet, or you can't starve him for like an hour. It's not going to work. So you can't do all the things. No, you can't. So Tyler's trying to get really morbid. He's going to cut off like the guy's legs to make him weigh less and then send him down. Please try to keep him in one piece.
What if you put the legs back on after?
We are not surgeons. We are mathematicians. I merely need you to calculate, can you get him down without killing him or anyone else? Okay. And then number 6 is along the same lines of what did you do? You figured out number 5, what were your steps? If by some miracle Tyler and his group figured that out quickly, even though the man is now fat, he can of course go ahead and work through 7, 8, 9. But again, our goal today is just number 6. If you can get through number 6, I will be happy.
So he ate 15 pounds of food.
He is that good. And you better figure it out because God bless him.
One in, one gone.
God bless him. Next, there comes a giant. So you better figure it out. Okay, I'm going to walk around and help your group. Your group should get to a 5 as long as you're working, but we all know that can be questionable today.